You need more? Can we give you more tea? We shall not be innovative. So for the remaining people who are taking their tea, please feel free. Let's go to the next part of the program where we have the keynote address from a guest speaker. I don't want to mess up the introduction of him. He will reintroduce himself at my request. Thank you.
Can I speak from here? I speak from here. It's okay to speak from here. I see. I think you can all see me from here, I hope. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So let me just observe protocol. I hope I didn't hear any government officials here present, but if they're around, government officials here present, UCPC, that's the Uganda Cleaner Production Centre, Yale University, development partners, any MDAs, that's ministries, departments and agencies. I don't know if we have online guests, media fraternity. I won't forget the academia. I heard a lot about them. And ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. Since I was not introduced, my name is Stephen Mbogo-Kiria. My background is I'm actually working as Assistant Commissioner at the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives. I head the Technological Research, Innovation and Processing Department. I'm representing actually Dr. Mutambi, who is the Commissioner. My background is engineering. I actually did high frequency electronic engineering at Berlin Technical University in Germany, and from a small village called Kamonkoli in Mbale. I don't know if any of you know that. It's going to be the next city of Uganda, I think. So it gives me a pleasure to stand before you today as we launch this transformative Green Chemistry Accelerator Program, a pivotal initiative by the Uganda Cleaner Production Centre, UCPC, in collaboration with global partners. This program is not another project. It is a strategic intervention aligned with Uganda's vision for sustainable industrialization, scientific advancement, and environmental stewardship. Green chemistry is no longer a choice. It is a necessity for our nation. As Uganda strives towards industrialization, we must prioritize technologies that reduce pollution and waste, conserve resources, and create safer products for our people and ecosystems. This accelerator program will equip Ugandan innovators with the tools to develop bio-based chemicals, green solvents, and climate-smart materials, solutions that align with our national goals under the Uganda Green Growth Development Strategy and the National Development Plan 3. The government of Uganda, through the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperative, is fully committed to fostering, strengthening partnership between academia, industry, and startups. This is what they call the triple helix model. We also are creating an enabling environment for green enterprises through incentives, policy formations, strategies, plans, and programs that give the industry environment for SMEs to grow. Building and supporting initiatives like this to ensure Ugandan innovators compete globally while solving local challenges. Now, we have to remember that an idea remains a prototype unless it becomes commercialized. That's when that's when it's classified as a innovation. And that's where Ministry of Trade comes in to make sure that your innovations is properly commercialized. So we are proud to see Ugandans among 6 nations selected for this global program. Proof that our scientists entrepreneurs, and industrialists are ready to lead in sustainable chemistry. Now, this program stands out because it identifies and scales innovation, turning labs into market-ready solutions, connects Ugandan innovators to global networks, giving access to mentors, investors, and markets. I saw that we have a number of investors. We also have the Monday Brighter here. He makes Mondays bright, so make sure you got him on Mondays. We're also developing the strategy. We also, I want to just mention in addition to this, that we're also developing the startup policy. This is opposed to SMEs. Now, startups are the ones that use groundbreaking ideas to disrupt the market with products and services. They're only actually interested in rapid products of what they call rapid increase in products and services, unlike SMEs who want exchange of these products and services to profit. That's a strategy that is being worked on in the ministry. Focus areas like bio-based chemicals, ocean pollution solutions, and green solvents are critical for Uganda agro-industrialization sector, manufacturing, and environmental health. So at this point, I'll urge all of you, to our scientists, students, entrepreneurs, and industry leaders, this is your opportunity to develop cutting-edge solutions with global impact. Access funding, mentorship, and business training position Uganda as a leader in sustainable chemistry. So at this point, let's break through results by being courageous to the uncertainty, deepen our commitment to lifting livelihoods, and ensure mutual benefit as we face common competitive interests, and in any business, find opportunity and hopeful for a safe and healthy environment. As I conclude, first of all, on this urge, I would like to also thank Uganda Cleaner Production Centre and the supporting stakeholders in implementing partners in developing this national circular curriculum roadmap that supports circular transition in the African continent. Special thanks, of course, goes to GEF and for providing the financial support on this program. This also goes out to the United Nations Industrial Development Organization and, of course, University of Yale for the technical support. I hope University of Yale creates what they call an exchange program, such that some of our students go over there for exchange programs. We have actually a number of universities that they can come and attend here. So as I conclude again, the ministry continues to pledge support in events and workshops and programs that will help policy formulation and strategic development play an achieving role in the global sustainable goals. I'm honored again to declare this green chemistry program officially opened. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for that speech. And hopefully we are all getting the feel of how things are going to be. So I would like to thank you all for making it. In spite of this changing weather, we thought some people, the river Rugogo will take them, or other rivers that are temporary, but thank you for making it and on time. We are going to give, for some people who have not been with us, they may be wondering, which chemistry is green? Remember chemistry, some of us who were forced to do it when we were at senior 4, so doing it was more force, and now you are complicating things that you are making it green. So we are giving color to chemistry. So we want to explain why the color to chemistry and what does that mean. And then you heard that it is the Global Green Chem Innovation and Network Program. Okay. Now from that, we are adding something called the Accelerator Program, which some of people are in the business realm, they may have something they understand about the Accelerator programs and all that. So with that, we are going to start from the basics, the principles, and then from those principles, we'll build why are some of us here. Because at first you may be wondering, I'm not doing any chemistry here, But now some of these presentations are going to reveal that you are doing really chemistry, not knowing it maybe, but you are doing it, and now you are doing it in the green way. That's why you are being onboarded for this accelerator program. So more and more is coming, and I'll invite Mr. Saleh to lead us through the principles in that we understand from the basic things. What is this green? What is it involved in? And how does it relate with what I'm doing? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Once again, my name is Saleh Sedu Ahmed. It is unfortunate that I'm wearing blue, so I'm going to introduce green chemistry. Yeah. But we are here to launch the Green Chemistry Accelerator Program. Which looks to support the startups that are simply doing works in green chemistry, though you may not know that you're actually using the principles of green chemistry. So I'm simply going to introduce to you this concept of green chemistry briefly, and at least not the first time I'm doing it with some of you. We have done it before. Can I know in the audience, do we have any people doing chemistry who are chemists or chemical engineers? By show of hand? I just want to know the audience I'm dealing with. Yeah, so that I don't talk a lot of technical terms. The Global Green Chemistry Innovation and Network Program is one that is being implemented by the United Nations Industrial Development Organization, UNIDO, in collaboration with Yale University. In Uganda, it's Uganda Cleaner Production Centre that is the executing and implementing body of this program. We have partners around the world. Partnering countries include Jordan, Peru, Serbia, Indonesia, Ukraine, and Jordan. So the Global Green Chemistry Innovation Network Program aims to scale up green chemistry concepts and solutions, the ones you start up. In order to transition from the status quo to the green production and cleaner production, you need investment, isn't it? I know you've been struggling. Don't you struggle? The startups, I want it to be interactive. I'm not teaching. So we understand to transition from the status quo, for you people who have taken the step to start the transition from the status quo we have to the green and cleaner production, we have identified you to be supported to scale up your ideas and business into viable businesses. So this Global Green Chemistry Network Program looks to support you all the way till we're a viable business that is really having products on the market. I know other challenges in the market for your products, yeah, but it's going to support you all the way. This program has major three components. The very first component is the inclusion and network program, which we have been doing. Stakeholders in chemistry, the entrepreneurs, those doing innovations together. We need to create that ecosystem where you startups can thrive. You get that? So that's our first component of this program. And we're still doing it. Network. Network is very important. So we are trying to also look to create that ecosystem where you startups find it favorable to scale up your ideas. If you can have access to mentors, you can have access to financial institutions. That's the ecosystem I'm talking about. You can do alone. You can't. So that's the very first component. The second component of the accelerator is this Build Accelerator Program. After we have created that ecosystem, we are launching the accelerator program, which is now starting. The commissioner has already launched it, and we are now underway. Yeah. So the accelerator program helps to evolve the green chemistry concepts you have. We were doing the pre-accelerator last year. Some of you attended the hackathon. Those are some of the ideas that you had. We are now looking to build those ideas into viable businesses. That's why some of you have products there. And hopefully some of you have seen some of them. Those are our green products. Component 3 is alternative to POPs, the persistent organic pollutants, and mercury. You know that Sano gold miners use a lot of mercury in their mining process. So we also look to support them. Also the ones in Kasanda, the central region, Kasanda and Busia. We are going to work with them and help them access equipment because NEMA and Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development have given them alternative. You know, that's the good thing with our government and the commissioner, good thing you are here. You give people alternatives, but you don't give them support to implement these initiatives. So these people are given alternatives to mercury use in gold mining, which is use of borax. But the equipment to implement such initiatives cannot be accessed by this local and artisanal gold miner. So we look to support them by training our local fabricators here. So to fabricate equipment that can facilitate the process of extraction of gold using borax. So that's our component 3. We shall come to that another time. But we are now in component 2.
You can see it.
Okay? You have somebody online? They are welcome. Okay. So now I can start introducing my green chemistry. You know very well that you cannot do without industry as we speak, can we? Everything around you has been manufactured, processed, and added value to, isn't it? So in the era we are in, we cannot do without industry. You also know that the population has grown over nationally and internationally. So if population grows, we now put pressure on these industries to double their processes, to increase the frequency of manufacturing. And if you put pressure onto the industry, there are some consequences that come up. You'll have contaminated water, expenditure of natural resources, the use of chemicals to maximize profits.
Yeah, so picking the clip from for you, yeah, different. Okay, it's called okay. So that here.
Can you tell them to mute? Okay. Use of chemicals, you had a report in the news in COVID era where these butchermen were injecting meat with formaldehyde to preserve it because people were not buying. Yeah? I think they copied it from these medical people who store those tissues of ours, for organs. So they were doing the same. So people will do all it takes to thrive, not knowing they're putting risk. So all these are the consequences that come up when we put pressure onto the industry. You are addressing some of those consequences unknowingly. Yeah. Now, when we accumulate waste from the industries, this waste poses risk to our environment, as you can see, in the ocean, plastics all over. That's the risk to the environment. And yet we are in the environment. We also put risk to human health. The risk to the climate. You were just crying of the sun. Now it's the rain. I don't know what we want. But we are the ones who influence all those changes. We are the ones who play that. Yeah. Now, most environmental impacts occur when materials accumulate in the biosphere. So some of these materials may be natural occurring, like ores, or man-made. Now, the ones which are man-made are the issue. The ones we really produce. We can't really do without producing waste as humans. That's something inevitable. Why are we having waste accumulating? It's because we have a linear flow of materials, where materials flow from raw material. I don't know those people online. Oh, where the materials flow from raw materials to waste. There is no way you're going to have minimization of waste when materials are flowing in linear flow. What do we need to do? Sam? We can now close those systems. One way to manage our materials flow is by closing the cycles of production and consumption. When you close the cycles of production and consumption, that element of accumulation is zero. It's eliminated. Because materials will now flow circularly. That's the circular economy people talk about. We together? Now, when a waste accumulates in the environment, it poses risk. And risk is a function of hazard and exposure. That means hazard and exposure are independent variables. So currently, we look to mitigate these risks by reducing exposure. Yes, some of you, as I said, you are chemists. You enter the laboratory with lab coats, with PPE in the industry. You are trying to mitigate exposure to any hazards which are there. Yeah? Just like you see this man here. Now, what if exposure control fails? We are ignorant, we are big-headed. People will still continue and enter the laboratories and these industries unprotected. That means exposure mitigation has failed to do its work. That means if it fails, the risk goes high. See that? If you have not put on the PPE while in the lab or in the industry, the risk to your health goes high. That's why these are functions of risk. So what we need to do, you now need to focus on reducing or eliminating the hazard. That's what your innovations are doing and knowing. We're here to inform you that what you're doing is green chemistry. These hazards are of many categories. They can be carcinogenic, immunotoxins, aquatic, explosives, and rain. All those you know. And we can categorize these hazards into toxicological as a toxic agent, one which leads to generation of adverse biological effect. Those are toxins, like cyanides, which is a respiratory poison, physical radiations. Some people work in nuclear power plants. You find these people are ever in PPE, which limits exposure of their bodies to these radiations because they're carcinogenic. You have snake venom. When you're bitten by a snake, you'll obviously lose your life. So those are toxins. We have persistent hazards. And these ones are dramatic. First of all, they're inherently toxic. The other thing is that you may not easily degrade them. That's why they're persistent. Like the persistent organic pollutants. We have them in our bodies, all of us. Just they have not reached that concentration to kill you. We have them. That one is, if we did some tests and analysis, you have them. The POPs. So we really need to focus on reducing the hazard. I cannot touch the green chemistry. So green chemistry, the one you're doing, is a design of chemical products and processes that reduce or eliminate the use and generation of hazardous and polluting substances. But all in that definition is the word design. Design is intentional. All of you who have those startups, who have those products, are designers in your own right. You don't wake up one day and just design things. No. You need to be informed by a problem. For you to design something, you need to be informed by a problem. a current problem that's disturbing the population and people around the world. Whether it's fashion, whether it's food, you know, you understand even the food we eat here is not the same food people in China eat. The fashion, how we dress here is not the very same people that people in Greenland dress. Yeah? So whoever designed their clothes should know. The way, if those people in Greenland wore the way we wore here, they would freeze to death. But because of the problem and the environment, it now informs their design. So what do we have right now, the status quo? We are very good at dealing with risks. Where we put exposure versus deciding for reduced hazard. Yet we really need to focus on reducing the hazard. I said, our conventional approach is to deal with hazards. Yeah? Instead of focusing to reduce or eliminate them, we want to deal with them. Why would a chemical be volatile? Its volatility makes it hazardous. You can design one not to be volatile. Why would the chemical be unstable? You can design one to be stable. So hazard must simply be recognized as a flaw in the design process. I told you not everyone can design. Design involves critical thinking, innovation, and planning. You have to really sit down and plan. Otherwise, if you just do it uninformed, you're going to create other problems, other hazards. You people who did those startups, you should have really sat down and brainstormed on how to make that product. Why are you making those cosmetics? Maybe you wish to eliminate the cosmetics that come from petroleum. That's the move. Because you're using nature, nature-based. You're using nature. That's how it should be. So we need to bring a shift in our design priorities. Over the years, people have been designing for function. Whoever designed this product, made a flaw. He designed for function. Because after you've taken your water, this bottle, I believe, will not go anywhere. It's persistent. Isn't it? You saw the picture in the ocean. So he designed for the function. He did not consider the whole life cycle of this product. Yet he had to go ahead and also think about what is the afterlife of this bottle after somebody has drank water out of it. So even those products you have designed can be flaws, and we are here to improve that. You may have designed for function. Why is it not a good product? Because of the packaging. The plastic is the hazard we have in place. We have fought plastics and we are even tired of fighting. We're now started just to live with them. We have nothing to do. So it's time to change our design priorities. Where there's this reductionist approach, where somebody wishes to fulfill the function and negotiate the risk after. The bottle is there. We can negotiate the water bottles later. And yet we have failed to manage them. We have failed to manage that waste. That's a reductionist approach's mindset. Pardon? Go back. Let's go back. So I want you to see that nature fulfills its functions without causing risk. We actually need to copy from nature. That's why you have nature-based products there. You will never know that nature is even carrying out its process. Never. Because it never poses risk to the environment. So we really need to copy from nature. Actually, even that closed loop I showed you, we copy it from nature. Because in the ecosystem, a material discarded by one organism is used by another to grow and survive. So there's no element of waste there. We can start the principles of green chemistry. Lastly, I'm trying to rush because time, we started late. It's good to do the first time we did it. We are doing it for some people who are here. The very first principle is to prevent waste. It is better to prevent waste than to treat or clean it up. Together? So most of the waste is generated just because some of our reactions are inefficient. Some of you may have been generating waste as you're making those products. But maybe your reaction or processes are inefficient. So what do you need to do? Use best reaction conditions in case you're mixing things. You need to see which are the best alternatives to use, the least wasteful raw materials. You need to design to avoid purification. Oh, sorry. Don't run away. The good thing the room is small. So don't run away because of the chains, but first go back. Leave it there. So you can see they're creating this product, sertraline. Yeah, it's a pharmaceutical product, it's a drug, stress antidepressant. So you find those two reactors reacting all the way, form it. Another person can do it in one step. Obviously, any businessman here would choose this. I've not seen an organic reaction which does not generate waste except if it's an addition reaction. Yeah, all of them have minor products, whether in organic, there are minor products there. So you can see all the waste you're accumulating at every step. Yet you can, even here, you can accumulate, you can get waste. But at least the quantities from here will not match all this. Principle number 2. By the way, these are the principles you should be using for those products. You're together? These should be guiding. So the very second principle is to maximize atomic economy. Green chemistry goes that to atomic level, to control waste at atomic level. You can see this first reaction, it has a high atomic economy. We normally want those reactions with high atomic economy. So you can see all this is going to the product. With this one, you have a waste, a minor product, which could be waste actually. So you can see an example of the maximizing atomic economy. We have two reactions to form the same product. Ethanol, which you all know. You can get it from fermentation of glucose. You can also get it from fermentation of ethane. But from the other reaction, atomic economy is simply the mass of the product over the sum of mass of reactants. It's a simple that ratio. Together? The product over the reactants that formed it, the desired product. So our desired product there is this one. When you divide the atomic to the mass of the what? Of the product over the reactant, it's 51%. This what is 100%. It shows you it's 100% because there's one other minor products. So this should guide you in your processing. You really need to sit down and we are going to do it with you in those reactions. We know those the ingredients you're using. We can do these reactions and find out which is better. Choose. So we could choose this. Because actually even that process also puts threat to our food security. If you're using glucose, you need starch. Yeah? So we'll go with this. Continue. Principle number 3. We need to use less hazardous synthesis. All what you've been doing is less hazardous synthesis. I'm sure, unless otherwise, you've not used things which are inorganic. Eh? I'm sure you've been using nature-related things in making those products. So that makes your hazardous less, benign, rather. So you can see this example. This person, this is the manufacturer of agrochemicals. These are carbamates and ureas, which the uses are there. So they're manufacturing it using that primary amine. They're using phosgen. Phosgen is a gas which was used in World War, and you're using it to manufacture products. That's a risk. We can actually substitute that phosgen with a benign and less harmful dimethyl carbamate to form the same products. So you really need to put those principles of cleaner production to use. Input substitution. You need to be able to substitute those raw materials. In case you find out one of the raw materials used in that startup product was hazardous, you need to look for alternatives which are safer and benign. Continue. Principle number 4, there are 12. Design benign or safe chemicals. PCBs are an example of a threat that persistent organic pollutants. We actually, for your information, we are doing a national POPs inventory to draft the national implementation plan, the third one of the Stockholm Convention. So we are really in that to find out how much concentrations we have in Uganda. And soon it will be out. Continue. Design solvents. Now this is paint. Huh? We need to design safe solvents. I'm sure in industry, our operations, it's very hard for operations to really be carried out in solid state. We always need solvents to dissolve things, to increase the rate of reaction and their mixing so that we have a higher selectivity and yield. So we need some of these solvents, but if we can do away with them or substitute, most of this is in pharmaceutical and paint industry. If we can't really substitute those solvents for solid state processes, let us at least use safer solvents. Like, where's our winner for the hackathon? Can you really stand up and recognize you? He's here. So he tried to do a water-based varnish, I think. That's why he won. You see? He substituted the white spirits with water-based and is making a varnish. And hopefully someday his product will be out. Thank you, sir. So design for energy efficiency. You need to design a reaction that actually occurs at room temperature. You just put it there and it's occurring. Maybe you just do some stirring. But you actually don't use reactions which need energy input, yeah, or energy extraction. Yeah, you need to use those reactions that run at ambient pressure and temperature, so that you don't need to input energy or extract energy out. Continue. Principle 7. Use the renewable feedstocks. We all know this. Yeah? We are trying to really run away from the oil and gas industry. We are trying, though it's very hard to beat. The oil and gas industry is a very big industry. It feeds almost all industries. That one is undoubted. I'm sure some of you used some of those oil and gas-based raw materials somewhere, because you really can't do without it. Yeah? The product may be green, but the raw materials may not have been green. So we are trying to substitute these depleting feedstocks. You have heard of Kasese cobalt? In Kasese, is it there? It's extinct because it doesn't have raw material anymore. So now it will restart traction. So that's an example of what renewable means. We need to really run to the renewable side because we know it's just a cycle. We're together? So these are all minerals. You can actually make products from this. I synthesized, ethanol from a biomass feedstock. 14. Principle 8, reduce derivatives. Some of you, I don't know how it has been for you to make those products, but you need to reduce derivatives. What do we mean by derivatives? You have this reactant here, and you hope to form this product. This reactant it's difunctional. It has two functional groups, here and there. Yeah? But you wish to form this product. So when you react with this reactant, it gives you this. All together. So what does it call for? Since you want this product, you don't want the upper functional group to be substituted, you're going to be forced to bring in a protecting group or agent. This is the protecting group. You protect this group or you mask it so that you only leave this barren for reaction. But as you're using this protecting group, you get the product, yes. But what will happen to it after you've deprotected? It becomes waste. So we really need to remove protecting groups in our reactions. You may actually have used some. You may know that they're protecting groups. You may just be mixing things, come up with a product, but you're actually doing some chemistry in the background. Yeah? So principle 8, using catalysts. We really need to stop using stoichiometric reagents and run to catalysts. Catalysts have advantage. They are regenerative. You can regenerate them, reuse them actually. Some of them have higher turnover. They may be expensive, but also green chemistry looks to substitute those very expensive catalysts with the ones which can be affordable yet efficient. Like you see platinum in hydrogenation. We can substitute it with other. We had one person who tried to make another catalyst which can substitute platinum. Yeah? Design for degradation. That's what you have all done. Though I'm not in a bioplastic there. Yeah, but that would be a good example. We need to run away from these polyethylenes, oil and gas-based or petroleum-based bottles, to go to renewable. My colleagues are going to actually give a case study of this. We need to design for degradation. We're together? But also, as you're designing for degradation, put into consideration what happens to the products of the degradation. Yes, it may be a bioplastic. Degrades. What does it? Don't just stop at designing for degradation. Green chemistry calls for you to follow the whole life cycle of the product. Don't only stop at the function. Real-time analysis means that a chemist is analyzing the process, the progress of the reaction as it is happening. In industry, I've not seen one industry which doesn't have a control room. You actually see some people are paid to actually sit and look at the whole day, 24 hours. There's a reason. They're doing real-time monitoring so that in case any disturbance comes into the process, they're able to mitigate it before it reaches the process. Yeah, that's what they call feed forward control. Feed forward control, you don't allow the disturbance before it reaches the process. So that's one of the principles of green chemistry. You may not know that you're actually using it. Why? Like you're cooking food in the kitchen. You can't really say you're going to cook food and dedicate yourself to cook food in the kitchen. Then you sit around and say, I'm on TV watching, I'm on the phone on WhatsApp. You must be able to monitor the cooking as it's happening. Otherwise, you're going to be able to burn food. Get together? Or even waste energy. Okay. The last principle of green chemistry, inherently designed benign chemistry for accident prevention. Prevent accidents. People who work in industries, you see them, they're ever in the, like threat mode, I don't know. They're ever fearing, like the place is like a time bomb. Those ones who come from industries. Anything can happen in industry, that's the issue. Anything, by just a click of the hand. So we need to design chemicals that we use. An example is here actually. Sorry. Bhopal in India. Yeah? DC agrochemical manufacturing plant, which manufactures pesticide carbaryl. Of course, the reactants there, everything we are chemists, most of you. I'm trying to include the audience. They were using one naphthol, which is okay. But they're also using this one, methyl isocyanate. So this is what happened when the thing went out of hand. The whole village or community around, you see the white mist. How many people died? 500,000 were exposed, and numbers were died actually. Yeah? Imagine if your plant does that to the community around you. That's why some industries are located in the middle of nowhere. There's a reason. That's why Namambe is where it is. I don't know whether some big-headed people have started building their houses. Yeah? Continue? Sustainability. We want to lead comfortable lives. Green chemistry will lead us to sustainability. We need to ensure that future generations also lead. When you talk of sustainability, we don't want to compromise on the needs of the future generations. Imagine if your descendants or your ancestors didn't take care of this environment. I don't think we'd be here. Can you finish? I'll leave you with a quote from Chief Seattle. We need to inherit. We do not inherit the earth from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children. I hope you understand it. Yeah? Some of you, most of you, I hate it. People are very good at borrowing things, yet not good at returning. Something in one piece. You may not return this environment to your children. Borrowed it from them. Are you together? If you borrow something, you ought to return it. Take responsibility and return it safe to the hands of those who need it or who gave it to you. So even this environment we are in, you've borrowed from your children. Are you together? So you should be able to return it to them. Thank you so much for listening.
Those benzene rings, blah, blah, blah. I'll speak the language you understand. By the way, solutions don't have to be very great. Like you have to get reactors, you get boilers, you get those tall things you see whenever you visit those companies. No, they can be even the basic things. For example, look at people in the fertilizer business. Yesterday we were in Ginger, and someone says that they have a large number of poultry. What they do is they get their poultry, they get the droppings, they dry them using a solar dryer because they don't want to have the scent. Then after what they do, they add a bit of molasses. Then they make pellets. They sell out to farmers. You know how much they make? So that's green chemistry. If you didn't know, organic fertilizers, basic things. You don't need to have a reactor like those I'm going to show you here. Yeah, so that one can be one. And the chemistry you can explain, like behind it, you may say, okay, if it is soap, what are the key ingredients? Is it am I going to use fatty acids? Like those basic things. Instead of this one, replace it with this, replace it with it. But for you are using things, you know how to make liquid soap? Yes. You add this, add this, add this, add, sometimes even don't know the chemicals you're adding, but you don't know you're doing it green. But we can explain to you that whatever you are doing is or isn't, or you need to prove this and that. So, so don't be worried about every principle. And by the way, it's not like every principle presented that you have to tick it. You can tick a few. Start with renewable feedstocks. You may not remove all of them, but you may say like I was using 100, but now I'm using like 50. So you are migrating, you're greening the product. It's not yet green, but you're greening it. So those are other aspects you should look into. Okay. So now these people, now let me start how their story started. Next slide. So these people started with making alcohol. From like the way you see Kachira, they are making their alcohol. But that was not their end goal. For example, maybe looking at making, okay, with them, what they are aiming, their aim was to get fuel. But they did not have the money to go into the fuel business. What did they do? They made alcohol. It was called green vodka. So fast forward. So this is what they are doing at the moment. You can go back. So before what they said, they called it vodka and they started selling it to people. You know, when you reach out and you start to the chemists, so that's one of your market. This is green. They understand the language. So now you have to start to make sure that whatever you are presenting, even the middleman, I understand. So people started buying the vodka. It was cheap compared to other people because of they made their chemistry so simple that it was cheap to sell out. So they got the money which they used to invest in their dream product. So you may not start by having maybe a whole lineup of cosmetics. You may start with soap, make it greener, get market through it, you accelerate to a better one. So there are two ways. You can go straight to the product, do R&D of 12 years, or you can start. Remember, at the end of the day, you need to earn. However much you speak green chemistry and there's no money. So the first thing is you can start by greening. You may not start from a full 100 green product. Work with it, work on it, test. Work on it as you test. For example, if you are using maybe there are a lot of examples. Okay, let me stick around with soap. So you are like, I need fillers, maybe an oil builders in my soap. Let me go for a greener one. And then you start with that. Let me use a weak acid that is also body friendly. So like that, like by the time you finish it, maybe in 6 years, it will be a perfect green product, which may be hard to do that test. Remember, you are doing this testing. If it doesn't have maybe allergies, doesn't give people allergies, doesn't give people maybe reactions. So all this are tested by you transitioning. So it comes with a lot of time. Then there are those people whose products are easy to make. For example, okay, I'm not saying easy to make, but they are easier to green. For example, people who are some people may start by building on petroleum jelly, but that one you can do away with it. There are many replacements. So then after doing that, you can now go to ointments. Which ointments am I going to get? Am I going to extract them? Such things. It's not that it's 100% product, but you are going there. So this is what these people did. They are using, now to get there, you see, these are all the aspects. Someone may say carbon dioxide naturally exists in we even excel it. So it being in an environment, however much its levels may vary, but at least it is in the natural environment. It can, whenever it's a substance that exists naturally, it's a thumbs up. We can work with that. Instead of you giving us some acetates, now those ones don't exist. So you'll have to do some work to break them. I'm giving examples of things you do. If I speak a chemical, you don't understand it. Just so that one doesn't exist naturally in the environment in large proportions. But carbon dioxide is in larger proportions than those I mentioned. So this one exists normally. Water, you know it. Now, what are they using for their energy? Solar. You have heard of the EVs, electronic vehicles. You have even seen some of them, even the bikes. They're a good experience. Sometimes try them out. Then also oxygen. So this is all their products. You see that it's green. It exists naturally. So, but it didn't take one take to have this. It took time. So that's why we are saying, yeah, we may have a product right now. And when we critique it, don't take it in the bad way. Like work on this, add this, remove this. You may even create a different side product, which you're working on with time. So also think about that. Next. So this is I will not take you through the chemistry because Sarah has already made it harder. So I don't know. But the chemists will look and see and understand. But the thing mainly is what they are doing here. They want to use, remember what they want to, with the water, remember water is, when you look at petroleum, all those fuels, the main things that are there, it is hydrogen and carbon. Carbon, that's their makeup. You start with those, then some oxygen somewhere. But the best things you start from is hydrogen and carbon. Hydrogen is part of water, H2O. It has that H. So that's one we are looking for. You go to carbon dioxide. It has that C. So your work, you look, yeah, how can I get the C and the H and I join them to make the fuel. So that's their main target. So I'll not go deep in chemistry because he has already done it. So at the end of the day, you have the fuels here. They are using the solar to power up their process. So that's how I can say about it. But someone may ask, so when you're saying ethanol and methanol, these can be applied for vast uses in their side products, but again, they are not wastes. They can be used for other things. They can also have, remember I told you about their vodka? So they can also, they can keep that lineup of vodka if they wanted. Next. So you will hear something about net negative carbon or carbon neutral. Now this is what they do. They're extracting a lot of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and turning it into, this is mainly their aim, but to a greater extent, it is, I get a lot of carbon in the air and I make alcohol, or I make fuels out of it. However much they will burn it, the aviation, the planes and all that, because their target is the aviation, and also people, you will drink it. So however much you, with the time, release the carbon, but it will hold it longer compared to other. So if I take 100 kilograms of carbon dioxide from the space and I can hold it longer, by the time, if its rate is like in a week, I take 100 kilograms, but in a week, I release like 50. So it means I'm holding more of it. So that's why they say carbon negative, like you are holding more of the carbon within the system without being out there. So I want to make it as the science as simple as we can. So that's it. That's why they call carbon negative. Carbon neutral is I'm using it, but again taking it. So, but it's like a cycle. I use, I take, I use, I take. That's carbon. So the main thing is carbon dioxide, the one we breathe out. But it can also be generated by other processes. So the one we breathe out is okay because it is merely a lower percentage. But the issue comes in with industries when its production is higher. So now the main thing is for them, they are working on sustainable aviation fuels. Now, if you ever been to airports and you see the tonnage, I would say the tonnage or the volumes of fuel they use, they are really a lot. And if you go to those busy ones, it will be a lot of fuel. So if you can do more with this, so that's why they will be contributing more to that goal of reducing the carbon dioxide in the air. Remember, they are burning, the fuels are being burnt. Now, this is, whenever you hear circularity, I've been telling you, you use, you reuse, you use it, you'll hear now, throughout, they plant trees, they capture more of it, so all those ones are trying to calm down those numbers of carbon in the air. I'm using carbon and carbon dioxide interchangeably because, but don't just know it is the carbon dioxide I'm speaking about at that time. So we are trying to make sure that you can recycle it into something, you can remove it by photosynthesis and other mechanisms, you can reduce it, for example, use scrubbers, use something like that. Then also empowering with sustainable or green energies. I don't need to burn with coal. Instead of burning with coal, which produces a lot of carbon dioxide, I'm using wind. Next. So now there's this one. So this one is also some chemistry, but okay. I will start from the basics. There are some things that, as he has said, rely more on the petroleum industry. So the petroleum is not only the fuel you go to Shell or Total to get. No, it has other derivatives. It gets. So in those derivatives, there are some things that supply our other essential industries like pharmaceuticals, like plastics, like the agrochemicals, many fields. Even petroleum, you hear that they say petroleum jelly. What does it mean? Like those products, other products from petroleum are the ones we use, then we get the base on which we can smear that jelly you are seeing. However much it has other ingredients, but from the petroleum. So now, when I say it is a fossil-free, for example, if someone made, and we'll give you 5 minutes for those who can talk about their products. 5 minutes. It's like we're pitching to this people to buy your product in 5 minutes. And how is it green? In 5, that will come after me. So now these people are not using the petroleum one. They are using a route that is from the greener side. So this is out of chemistry. So I'll go there. Esterification. Most of the perfumes we have, some of them are esters. So that smell of those sweet smelling compounds, I would call them esters. So but there are other sources of those, but mostly it is the esters. So these are the conventional ways where they use a carboxylic acid, then an alcohol, or an ester and alcohol, then they get the esters they want. Oh. So what we are people drink. Then from it, he talked of catalysts. Why I'm using catalysts help good catalysts will help us not use the energy. For example, if I needed to burn like okay, I'm going to use something that's not green. Like for example, if I have 40 kilograms of firewood are the ones I so that's the when you hear catalyst, what catalyst means, it is something that will help the reaction to make it faster, move faster, and less energy intensive. So next. So a closed loop, that's the one I discussed. That's why the one I discussed whereby you are going to use to recycle to we're in that loop, in that you don't let wastes, like for you don't I produce, I get my verse and I stop there. That's why you say, it's a loop whereby, that's why the best model of beverage industry were when they had the glass bottles. If you just think about that, in UK, if you watch some documentaries, those people even up to now, they get those glasses. There's a collector, for example, in the hotels, you come, they even give you some money back for returning those glasses. Watch them. Then after, they will use them to supply again. Like those glass bottles when you were young, the ones you used to usually see of different companies before the plastics came in. It was the best way, but the problem came in with the logistics of collecting, people breaking them and all that. But that was the best way because they will be washed, cleaned, and then reused. So it means I'm keeping them in a loop. They will not even, remember those days, even a kid, if they see a bottle they are hanging, they will collect it because they will be rewarded money. So those were some of the best initiatives. So they are keeping them in a loop. You reuse, you reuse, you reuse. Then we are seeing that what they were doing to form this, the product they are producing, it's used in very many, I think some of the, it's called ethyl acetate. It's used in some of other industries. So people in those industries may know its use. But the normal was from petroleum, whatever, and all that. So what they did is they used greener approaches. Continue. And first go back. You are seeing what they saved. They saved 40% of the energy from the co-produced. Nowadays we're hearing hydrogen powered batteries, cells, whatever, and all that. So you can get energy from hydrogen. So those are some of the initiatives they put in place. But this may be high tech, big things. You may not do this. Now we are saying that you are going to green what you have. In your own line, you will talk about the cosmetics in some times whereby instead of using the formal ingredients, someone used others, they used the plant-based. They're not using silicones. So why are silicones desired? They persist for longer. They don't break down easily. But that's their issue again to the environment. When they reach there, it's hard again to break them, even in the waste treatment plants. So some of those things then at last. So for now, that acetal acetate, that's why it's really high. Like it's in many industries, in aluminum foil, paint, nail polish, adhesives, these flexo paintings, retrograph printing. So you're seeing even like its work is almost around us. So since the demand is really high, when you make it a greener one, it is better for the even industries. So those are some of the innovations, but I saw it, you may not partially produce or to be to their scale. You may green, starting with greening what you are working on. Thank you. Was the program you say now, where are we? We are showcasing green chemistry innovations. So we have skipped something, but we'll come back to that. So we are showcasing green chemistry because these ones can help to motivate us and to see that we are doing things, but we may not know the chemistry. So that's why we have this team around. You ask, hey, I'm doing this. How is this green? And then from what you have understood, from what Saleh has said, with that you will say, oh, so I can do this better, work on this better. So that's where we are. In that we after this, we will relate with whatever we are doing.
Good morning once again. Protocol observed. My name is Latim Timothy Lagambe. I'm a technical officer with Uganda Cleaner Production Centre, UCPC. With me, I have two case studies, but for the interest of time, I want to present only one. I have one on agriculture and another on cosmetics. Since I won't focus on the agriculture one because it affects us directly, since we are a developing country. Agriculture is a main economic activity for many developing countries because it's a main source of revenue. And with agriculture, there are general problems. Fine, if the agricultural sector is affected, maybe let's say there are floods in a certain region and their plants, their farms are destroyed, you'll find people complaining, government to Yambe, because that's their main source of revenue. And you know, the agricultural sector has many setbacks. The main one being pesticides, pests. So we all know all crops have their specific pests, be it cassava, be it tomatoes, potatoes, all of them have their pests. So companies are urged to come up with control measures to find solutions to these problems. So many companies come up with pesticides and they use the normal conventional methods that have toxic chemicals. Well, there are many types of pesticides, the fungicides, herbicides, avicicides, ovicicides, and I'm going to focus today on the insecticides. For today's case study, I'm going to focus on the insecticides. Most companies produce insecticides with conventional methods, like they use synthetic chemicals, the organic ones and inorganic ones, like the PPT, and these are persistent in our environment. They find ways into our food, our waterways, and in the long run, they end up affecting us. So there are a few, let's go behind. Yeah, behind. A company called Proviv or Provivi, I call it Proviv. It came up with a solution to these insecticides. The normal ones, the ones in the market, they just kill all insects. You find someone has sprayed their garden, they're not even house flies, anything that just comes is killed. So you go to the market, you find the tomatoes, they're not even red, they're just covered with insecticides. You have to first wash them. But this company, Proviv, came up with a better way to solve this problem. Instead of just spraying generally to kill everything and endangering the environment, because let's say you've sprayed your farm, these plants have flowers. Another insect like bees could come and they are doing their duties. They are coming to pollinate the flowers, but instead of pollinating, they want to be killed. Therefore, they are ending the life cycle of plants and also of their colonies. And these are essential social workers to the ecosystem. So with Proviv, they came up with a technology, insects, these pests. The Proviv company came up with this technology where the insects communicate using pheromones. So like during their mating seasons, when they're planted crops and they're attacked your plantation, they have to communicate using pheromones where to reproduce from. So this company, Proviv, synthetically produced their pheromones. Let's say locusts have infested your farm. They have a pheromone synthetically produced that they produce, and let's say you've planted your maize, the locusts attack maize. Yes, you can, after you've planted them, you spray the pheromones this side. So when the locusts come, they can't communicate with each other. It's time for reproduction. The males are going the other side. They're finding only grass and they can't find the females. So unlike these insects have short lifespans. So within a short while, these ones have died and they haven't reproduced. So within a short period of time, the insects have died off and they are not pests in your garden. So this system of application, it's specific, doesn't target all let's say bees have come, the pheromones will be specifically for locusts. So the bees will continue with their usual activities, and the locusts, when they come, they won't be able to reproduce and they'll die off. So it's targeted pest control. Like you're a farmer, you have maize, you buy the pesticides for locusts and the pests that affect the maize. Or if you have for beans, you buy those for beans instead of targeting everything, house flies, bees, those you need, those you don't. So the fundamental difference is here we are using pheromones synthetically produced instead of the normal chemicals that I don't want to go into the complicated names here because most of us, not our background is chemistry. Some of you have just come to see how your business is going to progress. I don't want to stress your mind with these heavy terms. And go to the next slide. So with this, we can see that the approach Proviv takes, it takes, they use enzymes that occur naturally in the insects, and they synthesize them, not genetically producing things that are going to affect us. Next slide. So with this technology, I think other pesticide companies and insecticides can use it as a primary source of reference to generate their products. This is the only case study I'm going to produce to give you guys, and the other one for the matter of time, I'll invite the next speakers.
Yeah, so thank you for that. And so remember, I told us that imagine this is your business. Now, I'm now trying to, it's called simulation, simulation of an investor's boardroom. All these are your. Thank you for that highlight. So, as I was saying, I told you before that we had told some of us here to come with the products which we are working on. And we are going to present them. I said 5 minutes to these people here. And from what you have heard, how are they green and how do they align with green chemistry? As simple as that. My product is this. It aligns with, you remember, I've been hearing this and this, so you might come with one, like my product is this water. It aligns with green chemistry. It's a good solvent. That's the point. Then it is, why is it better than others, if in case, but I'm just speaking about my products for 5 minutes because we are out of time and we wanted at least to see where we are. Now this would be the before, and then after the program, how would these products be? Thank you. So if anyone is going first, I'll need to have an order in that we know the chronology of one after the other. Thank you. Pardon? Anyone coming through first?
Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, my name is Chris Mongli Kaseke from Kasese. So I'm talking about bee venom and bee propolis from Queen Elizabeth National Park and Mountain Rwenzori National Park. So we are found in Chikorongo. First, our bees propolis is good for your cough, sore throats, and wounds, and for those who have ulcers. Then for the bee venom is very good to boosting the body immune system, and majorly for those people who are victims of HIV. it helps on counteracting the number of cells of virus cells in your body. So in brief, that is it all about our bee products. But we still sell honey and provide other beekeeping services. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. That was brief, precise to what it does and how it contributes to green chemistry. The next presenter, thank you. Then you start with the company name or the name of the product. Thank you.
Thank you. Sheila Kabanyana is my name from Itoto Cosmetics, which is a brand name. So we use ghee to make skincare products. We're able to make, so from the ghee in the line of green chemistry, okay, it's a trend. Like the way in the chemistry we are going green, in the skincare we go natural, organic, and also, but I am a believer that we don't have organic products really yet because the world is crazy. So, but I say we have a natural product, which is ghee itself, one that is not altered, just that it's descented purely for rich skin moisture. But then out of that, we have the butter, which is okay, the butter is still natural because it's basically ghee, animal fat, and vegetable oils, rich for your skin still, that is plant-based, and then fats. Then from there we go, what I call self-synthetic. So one of the presenters was presenting and is like, you may not actually go green for now because, well, we operate in an economy that is crazy. So at the end of the day, you want to make the money, you want to earn. So how are you going to go green? And that hit me as engaging my neighbor here. Like, I get it, we want it, but then the economy operating can't afford this. So let it be in terms of, for example, those who do essential oils. Trust me, we've tried to pick on the essential oils that are on the market that are being done here. They are not it. They don't meet the standards. None of you is going to buy, and we are formulating or producing these products for you, we as the local market or the local users. And then later on, we get to globally compete. So those are the things that are actually very troublesome, because we'll have beautiful displays, though they're also plastics, but then like it's a lot as innovators and industrialists, then entrepreneurs above all. It's quite challenging. So if only the green chemistry was more affordable, because it's really complex, but then we need it more affordable. So, but as you step out or in your lunch break, you can take a look at our products. They're amazing. They're amazing in terms of skin effect, dry skin care, but then are we that green? We are trying. Would love to.
Thank you for that. And also to highlight that, she's using one of, she has ghee within it. So that's a move. You are moving towards from running away from other petroleum-based maybe additives. So starting by adding one at a time as you are transitioning is also good. So you are greening your product. Thank you.
Good morning once again. Barili Angela from Lamelo Essentials. We are in agro-processing of oilseeds. We are in the oilseed sector, and I chose the cold press neem oil. So we source these seeds from smallholder farmers, mainly in northern region, and then we process them in ginger. So we naturally let this oil settle, and we don't add any additive or chemical in it. So it's 100% cold pressed. And once we are done, we package it. Like, we struggle so much in Uganda to find eco-friendly packages. For example, this is plastic. We tried so much to find like a glass package, but they're also expensive. So these ones are not made in Uganda. We have someone who imports them. And we try so much to make sure that everything we do is eco-friendly. Neem oil has a lot of benefits. We use it to make, it's one of the ingredients we use to make the natural handcrafted soaps. It can be used in gardens. It can be used as an insect repellent, and also good for the skin and hair. And we don't stop on that. We also use the seed cakes. So we resell them back to smallholder farmers as they use them as fertilizer in their gardens and also other benefits. Thank you.
Thank you so much. The mic will reach you. Yeah, it is coming.
Good morning once again. Java Stuart Michael. From Java Stuart Michael from Kansai Plascon Uganda Limited. And our main product is Biolester. Yeah, we have placed it there. One of the most complex items I've encountered is paint. Very complex. You try to change this, now this tries to go down. So very many, we focused on creating a product which is less toxic, sustainable, biodegradable. But of course, we never started from exact, but we try to incorporate the renewable oils and also bringing in ethanol to somehow replace the white spirit. We all know that white spirit contributes to around 100% of the VOX. So bringing in ethanol tries to mitigate the presence of the VOX. And I'm very happy that I've seen Angela here, where we can source sunflower oil from her. So that's how amazing green is. And basing on literature, we calculated the VOX percentages, and indeed, it's a significant change. We shall have a look at our woods there, and I'll be very happy for you to watch that. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the spray taken.
Good morning once again, and good morning to those who have just come in. My name is Anne, again, from Eclectos. We do spices, natural spices. We do not add anything. How green are they? When the sun is hot, we try to utilize the sun to dry our products, most especially those that are vegetables. The hard one is jackfruit, which is the jackfruit fruit seeds, which is a seed, and its nature is not favored by the sun drying because it takes strong, and its nature leaves the top, the skin up, leaving the gap between the seed and the shell, which attracts moisture if not dried properly, and to attract aflatoxin. So that causes us to use electricity. I think there we don't go green enough. That's why we try to use maybe other things like rosemary, moringa, and other vegetables. We try as much as possible to use the sun when it is available. Then packaging, I've also found out that the product does not go so green, but we also try to find a plastic that is not this. There is these other plastics that can also melt into the food. The plastic we are trying to use does not melt into the food. And I was also told it has maybe, it's not that long lasting in the not getting decomposed like the other plastic. Yeah.
Thank you for that move. But by the way, using electricity itself is not, it's not a crime. Eh? You can use electricity, but maybe you can work with the energy source, like you use solar with it and get solar dryers. But electricity is not a problem. Yeah. So thank you for that.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Juliet Kanyes J. from Kanyes Dairy Farm. We rear dairy goats using a zero grazing model. We rear them from Makindi Luafu, Dorothea Road. The goats give us goat milk, and it is organic goat milk because we feed the goats on natural natural ingredients, fresh grass. We make silage ourselves. We source for hay. We grow jack beans. Somehow we are in control of what we feed the animals. And from the goat milk, we came up with a product, a natural organic product, goat milk lotion. It is here, using natural ingredients. We mix natural oils, essential oils, lemongrass as perfume. We use other natural oils. We use papaya, the fresh papaya, you know, from our gardens. When you look at, we use coconut oil, we use sunflower oil, and we use others. It's a number of oils. You are going to get the details, but all are organic. And also, we use our product is paraben free, meaning that, and also we add the natural preservatives. We get them from Kenya. They are not available here in Uganda. Yeah, this product is an amazing product. It has anti-aging elements. It restores our skin. People who have acne, stubborn acne, you've looked elsewhere and you have failed to get a solution. We've got a solution for you using goat milk. And also people who have acne, I mean eczema, children who have eczema, normally it is the one affecting them. Goat milk is very good for you and in boosting immunity. Then we have also natural bathing soap with the base as goat milk. We mix also other plant-based materials. Yeah, this product is the 99 point something organic. Then we use a circular economy. When you look at the packaging materials, they are recyclable, and also the handbag, unfortunately we didn't come with it, but is a recyclable material. And the handles, we partner with the local women's group in Jinja. They make water hyacinths. It is the one we are using, meaning that we are contributing to declogging River Nile and thereby preserving fish species. And also, we have used the urine in our gardens. We use the organic pesticide. We mix the natural ingredients, the wood-based ingredients, the herbs, and the urine itself. Then we make the pesticide. We've been using it on our own farm, but want to pull it up to go to the market. Then we use the goat droppings to make organic fertilizer, which we mix with other agrochemicals. It's natural. We use natural products to come up with that organic fertilizer. Then we have also piloted briquette making. It is still on a small scale, but we are doing research so that we are able to scale it up. In our home and the workers, we use the briquettes using the goat droppings. So far, that is what we have done, but we are doing more research. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, be blessed.
So personally, as Saleh is speaking, at least me have tested the what? The one of the hands, eh?
She's the one, we use her lotion, literally. Yeah.
At least that one I've tested, eh? But
yeah, I forgot one food-based product. We came up with yogurt. We have one of the best yogurt from goat milk. And we also use natural preservatives. We use vanilla, the vanilla plant you know about, which have been organically grown. I belong to an agroecology group, so we source the vanilla from the farmers whom we know. And also we have piloted ice cream, and people liked it. Yeah, thank you so much.
yeah, so these products, we will be working on them to make them better, to make them greener, but the initiative is not bad. Start wherever you are, greening will come along. Thank you.
Good morning once again. My name is Nwagawa Samuel. I'm from Utumba Innovation Village. So basically, our main product is packaging bag. So we recycle. So we transform agricultural waste materials, especially banana fiber, into high quality biodegradable packaging materials. So basically, this is the product. It is recyclable. Once it goes into the environment, it can come back and be recycled. It is a replacement for polythene bag because it is a biodegradable. Only the issue that we are having is the glue we are using is not organic, but some people are working on glue and the paste we are using in printing. So we hope that if we work on those two, our product will be a green product. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I think it's already afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Daniel. I work with Uganda Industry Research Institute. I participated in the hackathon competition last year. We are coming up with a product that is glue from leather waste from tanneries, and we are on modification stage. He has tried it out, but we still need to do more work on modification so that it could meet the quality. In terms of green chemistry, we are trying to follow that principle of preventing and reducing waste generations, and also trying to emulate the circular system, the closed system. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Caroline Aleo. I'm from Hoima, representing Divine Grace Business Hub. We have a number of products, that is herbal jelly. We have body jelly. Herbal jelly is made out of herbal extracts. And then the body jelly is made out of fruits. We harness the goodness of the fruits and infuse them with petroleum. But in this room, I'm glad to come across someone who is dealing in bees. We're promising to move out of petroleum jelly, and we begin using beeswax. This product is what we use, fruits. This color is natural. We don't add any color. It is yellow because of the fruits that we add in it. We use papaya, we use avocado, we use aloe vera. We use also carrots and then cucumber. And we add some other oils to moisturize the skin. We add shea butter. Then we also add in coconut oil to avoid the glycerin. Some people have issues with shea butter, that it darkens the skin, but that one we handle it with using lemon extracts. So this is a good product. It even heals wounds. It handles the very stubborn skin. So we hope to improve. We also extract avocado oil and shea butter as well. We are making some trials on how to extract things like rosemary oil and a number of other herbs that we are going to infuse in our products. Thank you so much. Behind here, we make bar soap as well. Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sam from Makerere University. All of us here have used at least soap or a detergent this morning, and we all don't know where the soap is ending at the end of the day. Right now, it is raining, it is having a car over to the sea, and all the soaps and detergents that we're using, most of them are phosphate-based. So today, we bring to you a phosphate-free detergent. And allow me to read for you the problem that we're going to handle. Conventional detergents contain phosphates, which contribute to water pollution and eutrophication, oxygen depletion, and aquatic ecosystem damage. Over 80% of detergents contain phosphates. Phosphates in wastewater accelerate algal blooms. Phosphates, phosphate in wastewater accelerate algal blooms, and in marine life, Agriculture, particularly pineapple pools, remains underutilized, contributing to environmental pollution, high unemployment rates, especially among youth, call for sustainable job creation. So here today, we have a phosphate-free formulated liquid detergent that is going to save the sea. Most of us are saving people, but for us was choosing to save the sea, which is good. So we welcome all of you to join us in growing this project of ours so that we save the sea, we save the fish that we actually depend on as food. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Gonza Gantege. I work with Zopa Uganda Limited. We build 3D printers, and those that understand the process of 3D printing is that you actually build plastic parts from scratch by melting plastics that are in a form of a filament. So you melt plastic and lay it down layer by layer. Now traditionally we use plastics like ABS, plastics like I don't know the chemical name, plastic like PETG and so on. To make these parts. And if you look at that walking stick, you see the plastic parts. Those can actually be printed on a printer using low volume manufacturing. Now what we do is that we get bottles like this, and then using a process called extrusion, which doesn't use a lot of energy, we cut it into strips and then feed it into a small heater that shapes the strip into filament. So we are able to print and make plastic parts like that. So that instead of the bottles ending up in the ocean or in the sea, they can be held longer and given another life. So that's circular economy. Although I can't give you the chemical equations to that, I hope it makes sense.
Thank you for the intervention. One of a kind.
That's why we are here anyway. Yeah, we can be consultants for your product. Free of charge for now, because we're a startup.
Thank you so much. I'm Thomas Jaroni from Cheko Chemistry Department, Chamago University. And here with me, we have two products. And one of it is a natural preservative, as we all know that food can't be tasty without some onions, tomatoes, and the rest. But one challenge we have is that there are poor shoppers. By the time they leave their garden from the farmer to the market, by the time you go to pick it from the market, almost approximately like 60% of it has gone bad. Now we have come up with a natural-based product which can prolong the shelf life of these perishables. Currently, our research is still underway, but this product can extend right now up to 15 days. When you have it in your home, it can go up to 15 days without refrigeration. So this product is 100% organic. We are using most of our ingredients are from wastes, agricultural wastes. We are processing them into ingredients that can prolong the shelf life. Our solvent, we're using water, which is also 100% green. Also with me, we know that from the recent studies in the previous newspapers, it's still that in Uganda, malaria still remains one of the diseases that has a high mortality rate. Most of us, one or two, even some of us who might be here, might be having a malaria, something in our bodies. So instead of us ingesting a lot of medication, instead of curing, why not prevent? I know most of us have heard about insect repellents and all that, but the problem has been that they are expensive to make. And the expensive is not about the key ingredients, but the base formulas. So we are trying to produce a natural-based solution that has insect repellent activity, but our base formula, we are driving towards natural-based green chemicals for the bases. We are moving away from petroleum-based formulas to green-based formulas. This solution has majorly natural essential oils, which we all know have those insect repellent activity, but we're incorporating them not in a petroleum-based product, but rather in a greener based product. So currently, these are some of the products that we have, but we have other research going on, but we are trying to move more in green chemicals. For example, for bioplastics, we're trying to use the sugarcane bagasse to get some of the components that will help us to move away from the plastic bottle so that you can supply our fellows so that they don't complain about the plastics biodegradability, but provide more sustainable and renewable packaging materials. Thank you.
Stacey, musonyi wannange nja kwogera mu Luganda olw'ensonga nze nasoma mu myaka gya nkaaga ate ndi wa P4 naye sibira nti mujja kwewuunya byenkola kubanga twabasomye yunivasite. Amannya gange Kato Abel Patrick nga ntuula Mutala Sisa mu Kajansi Town Council mu sayidi y'Entebbe. Nze omu ku batono nnyo mu myaka gy'enkumi ebbiri abaatandika okukola kye tuyita essential oils. Essential oils ennyini entuufu ziva mu middo egiri aromatic. Mu kiseera ekyo twatandika n'omujaaja naye mpolampola nagenda nkola netandika okulima lavender, rosemary, peppermint, eucalyptus, tea-tree. Mu Uganda nze nina tea-tree nzekka. Ne tulima sonera, lemongrass, oregano ne thyme. Era ebisinga mbikola mu oil. Naye bwe natandika omulimu guno tebyali byangu. Nesanga nga abantu tebamanyi essential oils. Era bw'oyinza Kampala Road n'obuuza abantu 100 n'obabuuza nti tea-tree ki? Ojja kugamba tebamanyi naye ng'ate abamu bamusimba nga kimuli. Okukola tea-tree essentials ne tujjako nesanga nga tea-tree nga oil tatunga netandika okulowooza ekyokukola naye Mukama mulungi wampa okwolesebwa nentandika okukola n'ennima n'eddagala habu ez'enjawulo nga echinacea mujja kumulaba nga ezimu plants ez'ennima nga echinacea dandelion si za wano. Era nina herbal farm nga kuliko n'emiti nga Africana mulima n'ebirala. Era mu kiseera kino natambudde ne essential oils. Abali okuddala abakulu abaliko abateesiteese nja kubawaako bawunyirizeeko engeri gyawunya. Essential oils kye ki? Essential oils ye oil eyandibadde akozesebwa mu kukola massage kubanga zirina kye tuyita healing property. Era byebimu ku birungo ebyandibadde bikola shower gel, oba shampoo. Katugambe nga shampoo wa tea tree aba mulungi nnyo. Bw'okwata lavenda shower n'omunaaba ng'ogenda okwebaka bulungi. Era lavenda oil abakugu bagamba nti singa oba nga ogenda okwebaka n'oteekako 2 drops on your pillow ojja kwebaka bulungi. Era kya mukisa mu bintu abantu babimanyi naye nga bwetunuulira kati ng'endwadde abantu ze bafuna kati ziva ku kwebaka, okunoonyeza ennyo n'ebirala. Naye ng'ate lavenda ayamba nnyo naye temumanyi. Tukola ekirime wali abakiditira ensigo bakijja mu Amerika baluyita echinacea. Era echinacea mu nsi yonna yasinga okuboostinga immunity. Netumukolamu eddagala, tumukolamu kye tuyita tincture nga alina akadrop awo tonyeza matondo ku lulimi singa oba obusinga omubiri gwo. Era tukolamu n'eddagala eddala twalituna immunovita nalyo nga tulikola mu kimuli ekyo nga bwe mukiraba. Era mu Uganda nze nkirina nzekka kanneewaaniko naye nga kubanga bangi abagezezzaako okunsaba ensigo ne bakisimba nekibalema olw'ensonga kyagala keya. Naye nze nkirima era nina gadeni nene ey'ebintu bino. Nebaza Katonda kubanga bali nabagambye nti nakoma mu kifo naye waliwo amasomero agaleeta abaana baabwe ng'ate ayina profesa nga Mbala University. Ne Makerere University yaliko ebiseera bye yayitanga abaana ewange embasomesa nga musomesa kukwata ku ddagala. So nebaza abatesitesi okumpa omukisa guno ate era nsuubira obutonde tubwagala nnyo era nze omu ku baagala obutonde. Waliwo ekibira ewaffe bakiyita Mugomba Forest naye bannaffe baakisaanyaawo naye buli ekituulira nga mu bukere bwange nakituulira nga mulimu emiti ate nga ye bbito ya Ntebe ne bw'oba ng'olandinga airport nga bw'ekiraba olaba obulungi bwa Ntebe baakisaanyaawo. So mwabali abakulira abali ebyobutonde ng'omukulemu bwe yagambye asaba tulina obutonde abantu bagezeko okubuzaawo. Kati nga nze wendi ntunuulira nti emiti baagimalawo naye nga singa tusimbako pulunasi obayika mmeka alinayo mutwalo muyika Lushenga yasimba pulunasi zalina kati agenda oba muyika nga 5. Tusobola okuyuzaawo ebibira ebyo mu ngeri emu oba endala naye obutonde buggwawo. Sewebale nnyo waliwo ddala.
Tweyanze nnyo tweyanzegge.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, my name is Oswaka, a student from Makerere University doing a bachelor's degree in industrial chemistry. I'm representing Makerere University Chemical Society. Together we came up with a product, prototype, it's an insecticide actually, but it is made from ash from biomass. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know that most of the industries use energy, and this energy is got from biomass, but they end up producing ash waste. But this ash contains a lot of potassium ions, which have an adverse effects on us humans and other components of the environment. So we came up with this product made up of mainly potassium carbonate because potassium carbonate has an effect on insects. Therefore, we used a simple method to filtrate out this product after leaching, such that the waste, as in the solid part which didn't dissolve, is taken to be used as a fertilizer. I'm going to be brief. Our product lies with the green chemistry in that it is going to, you know, potassium ions. because of their effects on the human body, they have to be worked upon by the water treatment plants, and therefore they have to face a lot of challenges in terms of costs to remove that potassium ions. Therefore, with this project, we are trying to minimize that effect. In conclusion, with increased industrialization, very many industries are going to come up. And therefore, a lot of this ash is going to be produced and it will be taken into the environment. And therefore, a lot of this potassium ion is going to be produced. So instead of releasing this potassium, you're going to convert it into income by producing this insecticide. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Kisaka Archlis from Makerere University. I hereby bring you one of the products from our association, and that is Makerere University Chemical Society. One of the things that I would like to highlight at this moment is that most of us here consume edible oil. But if we are to look at the process of manufacture of this oil, there is always a waste product at the end of the day. If you ask yourself, where does this kind of waste go? In particular, I want to talk about the bleaching earth that is used to remove color from this edible oil. So this spent bleaching earth always has some effects on the environment. It usually contains some organic compounds in it, some fatty acids, some oil residues. If you question yourself, where does this thing go at the end of the day? You find that most of the industries, if you're to check, they don't really utilize this kind of spent bleaching earth. So one problem that I'm solving, one problem we are solving is how can we utilize this spent bleaching earth to produce some energy? So we found out that we can actually utilize the spent bleaching earth to produce some quality briquettes as an alternative to charcoal. Because if you're to look in this country, most of our population, about 80%, they use biomass, and that is firewood, like 80% as the source of fuel. About 13% uses charcoal, but everything is traced back to the environment, cutting down of trees. So if we are to utilize this spent bleaching earth to produce fuel, we shall really save our environment. So the briquette that we manufactured, how can that contribute to green chemistry? First of all, we have there's a principle about waste reduction. So due to that waste, that spent bleaching earth from the oil refineries, so is a waste. But once we incorporate it into manufacture of briquettes, we find that we can produce something that waste that would have been useless, we really bring it back into use. Then another principle is about renewable feedstocks. In that feedstock, what we used to manufacture it, the molasses. You know, we have very many industries in this country, sugar manufacturing industries. There are about more than even 6. But they also produce molasses as part of the waste. So this molasses can act as a very good binder. So it is always a renewable feedstock for the production. Another thing is the safer product. If you're to look at the briquette, one of the advantages of it is that due to that compaction and high density, once it is combusted, it always burns completely and can produce less emissions to the environment. Finally, if we are to embrace this innovation and put it onto large scale, I believe we can really save our environment from things like deforestation, hence conserving the future generation. Thank you.
Good afternoon once again. My name is Olesius Wazanyanengo, and I stand before you. I think personally I have two companies as the CEO, but I will speak on the side of the consultants a bit. I'm happy to see some of my clients here, and some have already presented very well. Thank you for that. I personally do consultants in industrial development, product research and development, certification, and the accounting part of it. There is someone, I was invited as a mentor here, and what I do, I had to stand up and help the others. Some of you don't know the chemistry, but we are here to provide all sort of the solutions for you in chemistry, in case you don't understand them. I will do consultants in one. I will start with certification. All of you have the products, but I have few, or I've seen few people that talk about certified products. I prepare you from the beginning so that you know the nitty-gritties of what it requires. Then I improve your product in case it has a few things that it is missing to meet the standards, but I don't deal with people that harm the environment. I've gotten people that need products that, let's say the bleaching products, and those ones I've chased away. Although I need the money, but I think about my kids, the future of my parents, and the people around me. So please don't contact me if anything is dealing with harming the environment. So many things would come later, but I needed to introduce that first. Kanyes is my client. He is my client. This gentleman is very knowledgeable. You don't know. Apart from not speaking the English that you want, but he has a lot of knowledge, better than even some of us that speak the English. Then she's my client. She's my client. I have many here. Thank you.
Thank you. We are going to make it as precise as possible. We are chasing time.
Thank you very much. Just climate smart interventions from Masinde. I'm really humbled and really encouraged. I know some of our colleagues have moved a step ahead, but all in all, we are looking at green chemistry. One of our products is a rosemary oil. And this one, we normally look at stress relieving, also air breakage and the like. But as much as we are using this package, we try to follow up our products, especially we keep the records of our clients that if I'm going to give you this oil at 15,000, if you bring back my container, I will give you at 14,000. So I try to make sure I encourage our clients bring back the containers. Then we have a precious tree. This is a bark. And this tree is called the Wabugia ugandensis. It was originally discovered in Uganda, but it's a precious tree species which we promote. It's a detoxifier. It's an active ingredient in the Covidex. Diabetic people also use it. The only challenge we are having is still in its raw stage. We don't only look at using the bark, but how do we multiply these medicinal plants on our own farms? Our beloved Mzee was talking about Prunus africana. As just climate, we set aside a piece of land to multiply these medicinal plants. Right now, we have over 1,000 trees of Prunus africana,
But we are looking on two people to partner up with, because we can harvest those leaves and make medicine out for prunas. For prostate cancer and these other illnesses. Then also when you look at our bugia, so far we've planted like 500, but we have the leaves dropping off because we don't have the partners to work with so that we can extract. Because when you look at our bugia, if someone wants to test a piece, can you test it? It's a good detoxifier, but it's a little bit bitter. And we are looking at making that essential oil, which you can just drop on your tongue and it cleanses your body. So we are into multiplying these medicinal plants on our farm. And the essential oils, we don't make only rosemary oil. We make eucalyptus oil, we make cypress oil, and other essential oils. But I know with the network we are going to have, we shall be able to add value, because if someone is going abroad, he needs this. If it's in powder form, it can be carried easier. If it can be in oil form, where you just need to use very small drop, it can be very useful. Thank you very much.
Hey people, we are here, but the time,
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nalgo Roy, a student from Makerere University, Bachelor's of Science in Industrial Chemistry, final year. I'm here to present some two projects, only that one was presented by my colleague, Mutiava, that of paint. But then under MOOCs, that is Makerere Chemical Society, we are looking at coming up with a biodegradable plastic, but from non-edible plants. We are looking at that bit of not competing with our food. Yeah, we are trying to come up with a biodegradable plastic from non-edible plants, such as Paris, Guyana, Mokona. And in that project, we are looking at, firstly, from literature, people have been making these plastics from using cellulose, but from food crops. But this time round, we are looking at we are quantifying that cellulose to see how much we can get from those plants, such that we can look at how we can scale that plastic. Then the other challenge that the research has been facing is how to make that, because people have been getting that plastic, but the challenge we have been facing is how to make it hydrophobic, because they find a challenge of, for example, paper can be eaten away by water. So we are trying to look at the modification of that plastic such that it can look at, can be like our Cavera, but biodegradable. Thank you.
Yeah, I introduced myself earlier. My name is Grace, and I'm so glad to be here because I've seen people doing things that will be very helpful to me. Grace's Green World company we started to promote health by encouraging people to promote to plant medicinal plants and vegetables and fruits within their settings, the home settings. So we've done a lot of urban gardens, especially in the area of Entebbe. And right now we are moving into value addition of some of these plants so that we can have ready-to-use items. One of the challenges we found with urban farming is that most people are looking at, we are looking at promoting health, so we need organic food. So along this journey, we developed some organic pesticide and organic manure or fertilizer for these farmers to use in their gardens. So that's one of the product lines, but we are also looking at value addition with most of these plants, but with the intention of improving health. So basically, that is it about Grace's Green World. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Tujja kutandika nga twetondera muzeeyi waffe omanyi ng'ekitongole tuba twagala buli omu abeere naffe. Tetwategedde nti nawe mwoli era tukwetondera. Omanyi zino presentations zetukola so ziteeka mu Luganda kisoboka naye tetwategedde naye kirungi oli following up and you are with us. Tweyanza gge. The other thing to the startups is that this is an opportunity for you to network with one another. You may be having an oil which is hard for you to get, yet somebody can easily access it. You get? So take that opportunity not only to utilize the space for you to market your products, but also after the event, find time to network around. Because some of their products there, you can look and see. Maybe somebody can have a similar product, and you can see ways of collaborating and synergizing. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I realize we don't have much time, so I'll try to be brief as possible. But I was requested by these gallant gentlemen to give a few comments based on what I heard. And my first comment is really one of appreciating how green chemistry has been in existence actually before this forum, because I didn't think these people started doing this 3 months ago. Or when did we have that first hackathon challenge? It was December. So I don't think most of you guys started doing this in December, did you? Yeah, so in a way, and I know when you ask them to give a 5-minute talk, you kind of emphasize them pointing out where the green chemistry is. And I noted how some of them really maybe struggled a little bit to bring it out. But I want to tell you that I've listened to each and every one carefully. And trust me, there is a lot of green chemistry. And all you have to do is to focus on the 12 principles. And all you have to do is that whatever I'm doing, am I reflecting? Am I capturing one of those 12 principles? What you're doing, you end up having a way of making something with minimal energy. Is one of the principles of green energy. So in a way, you're in the right place, you're doing the right things. I've also observed that there are quite a number of bottlenecks in each of the things that you're doing. You're constrained here and there. Well, the good news is myself and a few other colleagues who are here, we are also green chemists, but human green chemists. And I'll explain what that means. These gentlemen that you see over here who have been teaching you about green chemistry and all that, whatever, right? They are our own products. I taught each and every one of them. And I don't have to do that again. So it is that cyclic economy, right? So I pass on them knowledge and then they do that and all that. So with that, the source is still plenty of knowledge. And when I say the source, that is Makerere University. If I asked everyone here, most of you, well, I'll speak on behalf of Makerere University. My colleague is from Barara University. And Chandogo is here. But that is the same category of industry institution. It's just education institution. The knowledge is still up there. So along the way, if you feel like there is something that you really need to solve, okay, you come over here. We have every year our conveyor belt is full. We churn out product. Unlike you guys, I mean, sometimes the season is not very good for you to harvest enough biomass, the natural oils. But every year, there's not a single year that I don't graduate students over there. So we have students that can be assigned to some of those challenges that you have. We have labs. Now you're talking about chemistry. Chemistry is wide. It has organic chemistry, it has analytical chemistry, it has environmental chemistry. Now, if you really want to focus on how well my product is cleaner, is preserving the environment, we have environmental chemistry. I talked about, there's also pesticide chemistry. I had people talking about making pesticide. And we have people who are experts in each of those. And we have students who are focusing on each of those aspects of chemistry. So don't die alone. We have, and the most important thing is, we have the laboratories. We have so many people who come in and they work with us. They sit over there. Yes, I know the Uganda Industrial Research Institute is there, but we don't have a lot of red tape as a university. If you come to the right office, trust me, this is the food that we feed on. The problems that are out there, because that's why we are there. When we graduate these students, we don't send them to die there. We want them to come and solve those problems. And lastly, of course, you know, some of you could be having already big industries and all that. We have this exciting period of 8 weeks of internship, where now we send the students go out there and solve problems. So, for me, in terms of my remarks, I've seen the green chemistry is there, and I just wanted to highlight one thing that, hey, guess what? The knowledge is still up there. Thank you very much. And those who came late, my name once again is Job Kasle. I'm first is industrial chemistry, second and is chemical engineering. So when I say the knowledge is there, you know what I'm talking about.
Good afternoon, everybody here. My name is Dennis Jamjisha. I'm one of those who came late. But I traveled this morning from Barara. So I work with my University of Science and Technology. And I'm the head of department chemistry, which has been represented well here. One of the reasons I came late is that we have a science, technology, innovation conference in Mbarara, where the Minister of Science and Technology and Innovation is looking at some of the projects that are being done there. And the good thing that I found, all the institutions there, all the universities and other institutions were exhibiting their work. And one of my observations was that maybe some of these I didn't see. So next time, if they are there, let's come and exhibit what we have. Back here, I'm privileged to be here, to be invited by UCPC. For a number of times, we have been coordinating with them and coming for their functions. We had the Hackathon challenge, and now we are here. What I've seen here is that, as my colleague has said, there is a lot of work being done. There's a lot of green chemistry. But what I didn't hear are the challenges. I heard only the success stories, but we need to bring about the challenges, both in terms of methodology, because if you are making these products, there has to be a component of profitability. What you put in and what we are going to get out. They have to match so that you get out something. Then the methods must be standard in terms of dissolution and all the other methods you have to do. They have to be recorded, because I was looking at these products after here, where do they go? They are well packaged. I was looking at something to do with labeling, do with certification, and can they go further to be owned, intellectual property? Because as we are here, I can pick your idea and go and fabricate it. So are we protected? But before we get protected, are we doing the right thing? in terms of methods, in terms of purity. So those who have reached this stage, I think that's how we can go. And the people to help are there. I've seen a consultant whom I didn't know. Thank you very much for the work we are doing. But as we move forward, I again thank UCPC and the Research Institute for the work being done and all the institutions. As we move forward, let's look at those areas. The knowledge base is there. The chemistry is there. If we don't protect our environment, then we are finished. Thank you very much, and I wish you a nice day.
Yes, thank you again. This is Stephen from, or rather, I like calling myself Mbogo because that's my African name. You guys have confused me. I think now I can be more in a chemistry class. I thought HFT, high frequency electronics, is complicated, but chemistry is, I think, another subject on its own. Hearing things like, is it Pronomas Africana? I mean, these names were like confusing. I had to keep on asking, it's only the lady who kept on giving comments on African names, okay? Gentleman was saying the Ugandan was topped in P4, but did not have much knowledge. I mean, this igneous knowledge is so important. I'll even tell you that back when I was in Germany and I was studying, some African guy was developing some new innovation. And he said, I'm not going to give the formulas of the innovation to Germany. I'm going to wait for some university in Africa. Even if you go back to Prince Harry, the king, is it the king of Britain? He's using African drugs to treat his cancer treatment because they failed to treat him right now in Great Britain. So these Ugandan drugs are very important. But anyway, this has been very important. I'd like to tell you that we actually began the green manufacturing strategy. This was developed from Switch Africa Green. When we had Switch Africa Green, I think the gentleman who previously talked has actually said it all. We had reduction, reuse, and recycling. But when you go out to the SMEs, their problem was, what does it benefit for me? Why should I go green? I mean, so we changed it from Switch Africa Green to GMS, which is the Green Manufacturing Strategy, which revolves around resource efficiency, sustainable production, and competitiveness. So when you bring in the commercialization factor, that's when the SMEs will listen and say, now I can go green. Now, under Ministry of Trade, we have a number of departments. One of the vital departments is marketing and promotion, which is headed by my colleague here, Chris Omgramong. So we try to bring in conducive environments to make sure that SMEs can benefit from their sales. One of the vital things is branding and packaging, which was actually mentioned by the SDI, and sustainable production. You go around the country and someone is producing a very good product. Like, for example, the lady there selling shea butter, when she's branding her product, someone who is going to buy oil or from the lady is going to first look at the person. So I think she sent the right advocate for her company, because someone looks and says, how can I buy skin from someone who does not look like the skin person, I won't even look at the skin, Okay, then the other one of the ladies said that the skin does not make one look blacker. That's very detrimental, because I'll tell you, I was in Germany, and most of the wines were fascinated about the blanks. They were asking me, how do I become blacker? So if you go and sell your Tokyo instrument, there no one is going to buy it. So I don't know who you're actually chasing after, but then you know your customer. So one of the things also we have promoted is also the barcode system. The barcode system, until December last year, Uganda did not have a barcode, which means that if your product lands anywhere in the world, nobody can trace it back to Uganda, or nobody can trace it back to you. We're in the process of finalizing this barcode system. Uganda has already got a suffix. It's 605. It should be out anytime soon, which means that it's going to promote exports, which means anytime your code reaches anywhere, okay, it should be traced back to you and it will increase promotion. But one thing I would urge is be sustainable in your production. Because today you produce a very good product. Tomorrow when I'm trying to buy it, it's going to be, as in French called autre chose. It will be something else. It won't even work because the market has gone so far and you guys start producing substandard products. So sustain production. And the market is there. I'm telling you, if you talk about FCT, I mean, someone said in economics, every second day, a baby boy is born. Look at Uganda. The population is going to be 100 million by 2050. That's a big market. Not to talk about the markets we are trying to initiate, the AFCTA, meaning markets all the way from southern to northern Africa, the COMESA. So all these products which you're doing, how do you sustain production? And I would go on and on in what the ministry is trying to do to promote sustainable production, to promote to access to financial incentives to make sure that you grow. There's a lot going on. But one thing also you have got to do is you have got to also get involved in some of these policies. The green manufacturing strategy came out back in 2015. It's coming to a close. You know, a strategy takes 10 years. 26 is supposed to be over. Our next phase is what are the factors that failed its implementation so we can revise it. So it's important that you guys get involved in these strategies so that when something comes out, it's for you. I keep on going to, I'm going next month to this northern area, Gulu, Lira, even southern area, just to promote resource efficiency. In fact, I'm going with some, what do you call, representatives from UCPC. I've not yet told them, but they are coming down with us, okay? It's a ministry of activity because they know more about it. But this is to let them know, make awareness of what is going on. So there's a lot I would go on and on, but once again, this is very good. Thank you, innovators. And anytime you want to come to the ministry, come anytime. And one of the things that I think the gentleman there said is networking. Because I went to, I don't know if anyone has received a business card from anybody. Have you received a business card from what they call Brighton Monday? He's come here to promote innovation, to support, but none of you may have taken his business card. So I don't know if how many of you have business cards here, but it's important you network. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. From Chambo, we'll also have one representative as also Edson will be coming through. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here from the Department of Chemistry, Chambo University. And my name's Ivan Gumla. I want also to recognize my colleague, Dr. Jude Inyarot, who heads the Department of Textile and Leather Technology. I think he'll get a chance to also to say a word. Thank you very much, UCPC, for organizing this function. Green chemistry becoming formal is long overdue. When you see the rain starting in late March, you realize the earth is complaining that we have mishandled our environment. And therefore, as scientists, as engineers, as technologists, we should not just look as things go bad, as we experience climate change, as we experience global warming, and things of that sort. So thank you very much, UCPC. Back to Chambogo University. Our major mandate is to educate Ugandans and all those that are interested in Uganda. And in the Department of Chemistry, we have a lot of research going on in natural products. Myself, I'm a specialist in natural products chemistry. I teach medicinal chemistry. I teach natural products chemistry. I teach organic spectroscopy. And so when I listen to my sister here talk about Wabugia ugandensis and Prunus africana and the challenge of having the active ingredients extracted, that is now our docket. It's good that we have congregated here. You have challenges of isolation, extraction, separation. We do teach these techniques at Chamago University, and of course, even in Makerere University and Mbarara. There are technologies that do exist, like chromatography, but we are still developing better technologies, because when you incorporate any product on silica gel, over 60% will be lost in the silica gel. So one of my interests is to develop separation techniques. And we are reviewing our curricula at the university. And I made sure we incorporate a full unit dedicated to developing separation techniques. How do you extract amino acids from biomass? How do you extract polysaccharides? How do you extract secondary metabolites? But we shall not stop there. There is the challenge of identifying the active ingredient. It's one of the major challenges in this country. Because you go to any, you want a natural product, you ask yourself, what is in this echinacea? Thank you very much, Tata. Webale nnyo kola bintu ebyo. Nsanyuse nnyo okusanga era nesanze nti we are neighbors era ngenda kunoonya. I have books on echinacea and so on and so on. I didn't know people in Uganda had gone that far. But someone will ask you, what is in the Vernonia amygdalana? What is in the aloe scundiflora? You don't know. But we need to have this mentioned out for the white man, for the person in Europe, England, accept our product. And we are trying to see if we can acquire some instruments. We thank the commissioner from the ministry, from government. We want to send our plea and request that let His Excellency the President acknowledge these green chemists, these green scientists. We are looking for instruments that can help us identify the active ingredients. We are at a level somewhere. When you go to the GAL, we have the GCMS, the ICP-MS, which depend on a library. But I understand one time the president asked, where is this library coming from? From Europe. And he asked, does it mean that in Uganda we have no chemicals? We do. So in other words, we should stop depending on libraries, because there could be any new chemical and it is not in the library. So what do? You don't have a reference. So we are requesting for modern instruments, one of which is the nuclear magnetic resonance machine. And I hope through UCPC, we can engage government so that we can have at least one instrument in Uganda. The Kenyans had one, the 200 megahertz in Nairobi, but it was quenched. Some head of department came because he was not interested in natural products, decided to quench the NMR, the 200 megahertz. It was a lower wavelength, but it was serving us, at least in the region. We could send our samples there and we could have them analyzed and we could identify that, oh, we have paracetamol here, we have aspirin here. And therefore, in Wabugia ugandensis, in Prunus africana, we need to identify these active ingredients. And you cannot identify any active ingredient without having what we call the nuclear magnetic resonance machine. Thank you very much for coming. I don't want to spend much of the time, but this is the beginning. I believe one day we shall have an NMR in Uganda. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Chambog, I just want to ask you a question. When I began as a principal officer at Ministry of Trade, one of the first institutions I visited was Chambogo University. And I found CNC machines there. I don't know if you know a CNC machine, computer network controlled machines. These that make 3D machines, not mechanical, CNC machines. Okay, now the question is, each of these CNC machines are about $40,000 to $50,000, and there are 5 of them lying closed, covered up, not being used. And these are able to, what you call, make 3D projects. Now the question is, you're now asking for the NMR. Will it become also like a white elephant like that? I mean, on top of that, have you made a budget to see how it will be maintained? Because we don't want the machines to come here and you start calling for maintenance from abroad, so the money goes back there. Okay.
Thank you very much for your concern of the NMR becoming a white horse. I believe it will not become a white horse. First of all, personally, I trained how to run an NMR. I spent 10 months in Sweden at the NMR Centrum. The Swedish call it the NMR Centrum. There were 8 NMR machines in that at Sagrenska. Those who have visited Sweden in Gothenburg, just near the hospital of Sagrenska, there is the NMR Center for Sweden, the whole of Sweden. And there were 8 machines. The highest spectrometer, which is 900 megahertz, was in that room. So we shall run it. Maybe the challenge is in the running costs. But you see, you cannot get a beautiful wife unless you sweet talk her better. We must inject in to get better results. If we want to get high quality products that are accepted by the USA, we should invest. The costs of running an NMR, I want to just give you a picture. In Sagrenska, after 2 weeks, we had to refill each spectrometer with nitrogen. You know liquid nitrogen? So you have to refill that spectrometer with liquid nitrogen after a fortnight. Then after 3 months, you have to replace the liquid helium. The magnets are kept in liquid helium, which liquid helium is kept in liquid nitrogen. That's why when I was mentioning about NMR, it is no one else except His Excellency that can approve that budget. But I tell you, me, with all these brains here, with all these products here, the NMR will not become a white elephant. Thank you very much.
That will be discussed. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Protocol observed. Once more, I'm Dr. Nyalto Jutadeo, lecturer from Chambogo University. I just want to add what the colleagues have already talked about. Nature is existence. By existence, there's always increasing need. The gadgets we are holding now, electronics, the clothes we are wearing, the shoes, we want always the better ones. Music after the song, you want a better song from the artist. So due to increasing demand for better life and improvement technology, we always need for more. And as we do that, we tamper with nature. We tamper with the environment. So there are always problems. Now, most people here were wondering when Saleh highlight about green chemistry. Of the 12 principles he talked about, if you can focus one of them, you are focusing green chemistry. So you find there's always a need. Communication, me and my girlfriend alone, nobody to hear, we went smart. But again, now you went to these phones. But I want to now, I say WhatsApp, Facebook, I go to smartphones. So there's always something you do, but you find that it's only unless if you are God. But we begin from somewhere. That's why I take this time opportunity to thank UCP for this initiative. As the commissioner talked about, networking is very key. You realize that in a product like this gadget, the cost is usually 60% of the materials used. 60% of the material. But now when you hear people talking, this one is dealing with the packaging, this one is making the oil, this one has this. Academia, we in the academia, we give the skills, knowledge, and the training. So we find when we come together collectively, we shall get better products, which will solve our problems at a relatively low cost. And at the end of it, we want money, profit. Now, through Ministry of Trade, like maybe you harvest honey, you want to import. If you are importing to USA, you must be in glass. So what's the glass you're using? If you're taking to Congo, put in a jerrycan. So which jerrycan, as long as you're addressing any of the 12 principles of green chemistry, you're a green chemist. The more we tamper with the environment, the more we endanger our lives, the more we die early. By existence, once you realize that you are alive, everyone here wishes to live longer. That's our aim. That's the aim, prime aim of green chemistry. To see that we live longer, the generation to follow us, the children, the grandchildren. So I didn't introduce myself in full. I'm a multi-scientist. I'm a chemist, material scientist, a leather technologist, and a textile technologist. Thank you.
Thank you for that that clap reminder. It has reminded my primary days of how we used to clap. So since time is fast spent, we are going to go to the last session. But one thing is make sure you registered on those lists. I don't know if everyone registered. The lists were out, were with Christine. And if you didn't register, you can raise up a hand. Another thing, and ensure that the number that you put alongside your contact has the same name that the name you registered. Not which names does it bring? So it has to have the same. So let's go to the last session. Thank you.
Excuse me, let me emphasize the last point Sam was talking about. I've seen the list, but most people have put emails. By that reason, we are saying you put your mobile number, which is registered in your name. Okay? I think you understand the impact of that.
Good afternoon to you all. I know I'm the only person standing between lunch, but allow me also to speak, and I will call it a day. I want to start with a statement saying that Africans, we are natural-born chemists. And I'll give an example. Before I even knew that chemistry exists, we used to control insects from our animals. In this case, we are controlling ticks. And we knew a certain type of wood would burn to control ticks. Wasn't that green chemistry? Did we need to go to school to know green chemistry? So forget about the complex structures Samuel and Saleh were presenting. Just know all of us here, we are chemists. And if we had to look at some of the entrepreneurs who are here, who have put chemical products on the market, I believe a big number of them didn't do any course in chemistry or they have not studied chemistry. So that one affirms my statement that Africans, we are natural born chemists. You should clap hands for that. I want us to imagine what would happen if we work together and we scale all these ideas, products, and innovations into commercially viable ventures or businesses. What would happen? For me, I've already started imagining that this would be, and that's why I'm coming to government, this would be one of the most import substitution strategy. When you look at what all these people are producing, these are products that are substituting imports, starting from petroleum-based vaselines to pesticides and others to insecticides. We are all doing the import. So if we scale these innovations to commercially viable ventures, it will be a very good import substitution strategy. Two, we could also use this to diversify our exports. I've seen people doing a lot of oils, and Uganda would do a lot of seeds that they produce oils. And if we could scale up these businesses, it would be a very good export diversification strategy for the country. And that is from the government perspective. To my perspective, if we do it, I will stay with the job. If you don't do it, you are telling me to go back home. Two, I want to apologize that we started small and have compacted you in this very small room. This was very intentional. But we plan to have a bigger event. But let's first refine our innovations, refine our product, such that when we invite a bigger audience, we really have convincing products that we can attract attentions of investors and other stakeholders. That's why, for example, there are no investors here. So we want to put our products proper, have our books proper, and then we can bring investors on board when we shall have bigger events. Accept my apology. Yeah. So where do we go from here? We are launching the accelerator program. So what we expect is, we expect startups who have turned up today to register officially. The good thing is that we have your contacts, and registration will be done online. There is an application that has been developed. We shall share with you the link so that you are able to join and register on the Green Chemistry Accelerator Program. What will be the benefits? We have a number of mentors, from marketing to finance to human resource to product development to standards to registration of patents. They will be there to guide you through all those processes. So someone was worried that people are presenting their ideas and someone can easily copy. We are aware of that, and protecting your innovation is key, and that's one of our priority. So we have brought in place experts that shall help you have your product registered with URSB, and we ensure that your innovations are protected as you're trying to scale them. Then two, some of these products may be, given that they are new, they don't have standards. So I have also identified a consultant that will help those startups that don't have standards to work with UNBS to create new standards for those, such that their products are certified. Then to those whose products already have existing standards, we shall also support you comply with those standards. We shall also enable you to access international market. We have experts from Yale who will support us do that. And then at the end, all startups that will have successfully participated in the program, they will get seed capital to scale their products. Yeah, actually, to me, the seed capital is not the most important thing. Imagine from this product now that you are able to maybe export to USA. To me, I think that would be the most important thing, but still we shall give you your seed capital once you successfully participate in this program. It doesn't matter whether you're 10 or 15, as long as you successfully participate in the program, the seed capital is there. Before I end, I would wish to appreciate different stakeholders, especially those who are in Uganda that have committed, one, to give us technical knowledge, stakeholders from Makerere University, Dr. Job, Dr. Waswa. Thank you very much for your commitment to give us resources. Yeah, also Dr. Gumula committed. He has expertise in essential oils and other areas. And for you who are doing products that relate to his knowledge, you're already welcome to go and get his support. Your product may not even align, but he could also maybe link you to someone who has that kind of knowledge. You can go to Chambogo University. Mbara University, thank you very much. And people from the West region can also go to Mbara University perhaps to get more technical knowledge or access the facilities at the chemistry department. Commissioner, for you, given that you are the custodian of resources, we shall not stop coming to you, but we know that you have been behind us as the center. That one is already good enough. If you haven't been behind us, perhaps the Green Chemistry Accelerator Program won't be here. The Green Chemistry Accelerator Program is here because the ministry has been supporting us from the start until now. But we are like kids who don't get satisfied. We shall keep asking for more. And we request that you bear with us. I think with those few remarks, you allow me end this morning session. And in the afternoon, I think we shall be having discussions with mentors and judges. I know some of them were not be able to they didn't make it here, but they will be online. So for the general audience, I think we are officially closing the launch of the Green Chemistry Accelerator Program. I think most of you have our contacts. If you don't have, we shall share. And through those contacts, that's why we shall share how the startups will onboard the accelerator program and how we shall move forward. Thank you very much. I think we have earned our lunch, but Samuel is complaining that the only ticket to our lunch is a group photo. So let's have it and we earn our lunch officially. Thank you very much. Some of you can mobilize us for the photo, and then we'll eat our lunch.
Engineer. Engineer. Thank you. Where is the
Oh, Samson, the speaker is here. Where is the lunch?
Hello, hello. Those who have the tickets, the train is leaving you. Those without the tickets, they are coming. I'm meaning the ticket of lunch. So if you have that coupon that you were given, the team leading you to where the lunch will be served is here. Thank you. If you have a coupon, the team has left, so you should them. Thank you.